Our energy calls in things.
I'm getting paid for the last like 8 weeks.
Just got $5,000.
With these 2 checks that happen to show up on the same day.
Our energy is pretty powerful.
I am rich. I am abundant. I am wealthy.
So I'm doing something different. I've been curious, do affirmations really work for me? Do they actually produce results in my life?
All of us have within us this amazing capacity to manifest and attract anything that we want into our life. We have to be able to say, I will attract into my life what I am, not what I want.
I'd say I'm pretty spiritual, and spiritualists say that affirmations are a powerful way for you to manifest. Because when you say things like, I am happy, I am rich, I am, abundant, you're starting to line up with the energy of all the things that you want.
In order to attract or manifest anything, you have to be in alignment
With your source.
with your source.
According to the law of attraction, like attracts like. And so if I'm saying over and over, I am rich, I am rich, I am rich, eventually my energy is going to match that of riches and we will collide. That's the spiritual perspective. But also there's some scientific evidence to suggest that using affirmations allows us to utilize this thing called the confirmation bias. The confirmation bias basically says that we subconsciously seek out evidence to prove the things we already believe. So for example, I love this shirt. It's one of my favorites. I tell myself when I put this shirt on that I'm gonna have a productive day and I'm gonna have a good day. While this shirt likely has no effect on my actual day, the simple belief that this will make me more productive allows me to look for evidence to support that belief. It's not this shirt that makes me productive, but it's the belief that it makes me productive. And in that belief, I'm now looking for evidence to support that belief. That can play into any aspects of our lives where we have underlying beliefs. A lot of them we're not even aware of. They impact our ability to find evidence to support that belief. My dad, when I was young, told me that artists don't make that much money. And now that I'm an artist as an adult, I'm a freelance creative. Even though I don't on a conscious level believe that, I have some deep childhood programming that artists don't make that much money. And so if I'm not very cautious of my beliefs, I will go out in the world and try to subconsciously prove to myself that artists don't make money. And though the belief doesn't serve me, it's a belief I might hold on a subconscious level. And that's the craziness, is that we have beliefs. They might not even be what we want on a conscious level, but if we don't change them or work on them, we might be proving something to be true that we don't even want to be true. And that's the confirmation bias. That's why it's so crazy. And that's why affirmations are so intriguing and fascinating, is because affirmations are a way for us to work on those things. If you say something enough, if you do something enough, it goes from conscious to unconscious. You brush your teeth so much that has become an unconscious act. You don't have to think about it. And so similarly, if you keep telling yourself the same things over and over and over and over, that consciously becomes an unconscious belief. So I want to put this to the test. I thought this would be super fun to do an experiment. So for 30 days, I'm going to be doing affirmations all around this idea of money, attracting more money into my life, and I'm going to experiment it and I'm going to document it and see the change in the 30 days. I will do updates. I will do updates every 5 days, kind of seeing what's changed in my mindset, my perspective, maybe my circumstances. How I'm gonna do this, I have a mala bead and it has 108 beads. And so every day, twice a day, I'm just gonna go down bead by bead and say I am affirmations 108 times twice a day. So 216 times a day. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm excited, it's gonna be funny, and I'm documenting it to hold me accountable to do the full 30 days. I'm choosing money because I want to pick one thing at a time, so it's more of an isolated thing. It's also a funny time right now because I am on lockdown, I'm on quarantine because of this coronavirus. Money is tight right now. And so this is a perfect, if this works, all the better. And if it doesn't, I'm not tripping about it. I'm not putting my happiness in the hands of money, but I do want to see if this works. I'm excited to see what kind of ideas start to come to me. I'm excited to see maybe I take advantage of new opportunities in different ways. Maybe I reach out to someone. Truly, if this is an energetic thing, maybe crazy coincidences start happening. I don't know how this is gonna go, but I'm excited to see how this goes. So here we go. This is gonna be 30 days of affirmations. So it's been 5 days since I started the exercise, and something that has worked for me has been, I don't know if it's worked, but something I've been doing to make them maybe seem a little more powerful and believable has been looking myself in the mirror and doing them in the mirror and trying to embody as much emotion as I can. Really trying to look myself and make myself believe what I'm saying. So I'm like, I am rich. And I think that's been making them feel a little more effective.
I am rich. I am rich.
What are you doing?
In terms of actual things that have happened in the last 5 days, I have no results yet.
If the affirmation makes you feel better in saying it than you felt before you said it, then the affirmation is helping you to close the vibrational gap.
I am, so I would say I am, I am a millionaire, or I am.
All right, so when you say, I am a millionaire, but you don't believe that you are, you're introducing resistance into the equation right there. When you want something and you doubt it, your doubt is keeping it from being. A lot of people will offer an affirmation, and it just becomes a sort of repetitive thing that actually reinforces their awareness that what they want hasn't happened yet. A lot of people are saying things, and when they say them, it just reminds them that it hasn't happened. And they've been saying it for so long that it's almost unpleasant to say it again. And we say that kind of affirmation is of no value.
Okay, so I made some changes in the way I did my affirmations, and instead of like telling myself over and over, I am rich, I am rich, I am rich, I have so much money, I am so secure, instead of lying to myself like over 200 times a day, I told myself, in what ways do I already feel rich? In what ways do I already feel abundant? How can I speak these affirmations in ways that I'm not lying? How can I celebrate the fact that I already am abundant and rich and fulfilled and grateful? I started saying things like, I feel rich because I have food on my plate. I'm eating good food. I feel rich with all these wonderful people in my life. I feel rich because I reached out to friends today and got to talk with people I love. I am so lucky that I have a dog that I love, and he brings out such good feelings in me. I feel rich because I have books I can read. I have so much wisdom I can consume. There's so much I can learn. It almost became like a gratitude practice. That's kind of what it feels like. It's like I went through all the ways in which in my life I already feel rich. I already feel abundant. I already feel blessed. And in doing that, I could feel such a difference in my body. Like, instead of feeling like I was lying to myself, which felt dirty and gross, I felt like light, and I felt almost energy rushing through me as I was doing these affirmations. I felt excited. And that's when things really started to change. Because once I started to say things that made me feel rich, evidence to support that began to show up. I have been so much more compelled to take inspired action. Recording podcasts, I've been reaching out to people that maybe I was nervous to reach out to, but I just pulled the trigger and did it. Making new videos and films, building 2 courses. I've had ideas come to me on how I can better serve my audience that maybe I wasn't looking at before. I had a client that I haven't talked to in probably 4 months reach out to me in changing my energy around the fact that I already have evidence of abundance in my life. It has allowed me to show up as someone who is abundant and rich, take the action that that rich person might take, and I feel like I've just had a little more purpose in my step. I've had a little more direction. I've had a little more self-belief and confidence, and I've just been living in a more grateful state. One of the things I was affirming to myself over and over was, everything's fine, you're good, everything's taken care of, I am safe. And so it was really cool with that affirmation to see how some things were just coming together, falling into place in the perfect time. Day 15, it's the 30th of the month, and rent is coming up. And luckily I'm staying here at my parents' house, and I haven't had to pay for food or gas. I was a little worried about my expenses this month. I didn't want to dip into savings. I didn't want to dip into credit. I haven't made any money since. I've had like leads. I've had ideas. I've gotten emails from people, but nothing really physically manifested yet. And so a couple days ago, I got a text from one of my older clients. So I filmed with her today, and that was a very last minute thing. And showing up, she paid me on the spot. And then I come home and I receive a check from her from videos we did over a month ago. And I was waiting for the check, and I was following up with her accountant, and it wasn't showing up. Literally with these 2 checks that happened to show up on the same day,
on basically the last day of the month, I'm now able to pay my bills this month without dipping into savings, without dipping into my credit, and that's all that matters. That is abundance to me right now. And as I'm packing up my bags, because I'm going camping this weekend, I found an Amazon gift card for $50, baby. Causation? Correlation? Who knows? Day 20, and something I've noticed every time I almost want to say, no big changes have been made yet, no big changes yet, but the reality is that they never usually come in big changes. Big things never happen from practices like this. It's always these small, subtle, micro steps.
There was so many little things happening, so many small micro steps that I couldn't even include them all in the video. I had people emailing me. I had ideas to reach out to people. I had ideas for new content styles. I had ideas to rebrand parts of my business and my podcast. I even negotiated 25% off of my rent. And yes, maybe these affirmations didn't directly cause these things to happen, but by using affirmations, I began to notice all the small steps, all the micro steps that I might have otherwise overlooked. And this is where the confirmation bias comes back into play. With the confirmation bias, you're seeking evidence to support what you believe, and in this case, the affirmations were really helping me start to believe that I am rich. So I started to really notice every detail that proved to me that I am in a better financial situation than I maybe let myself believe. I also saw how affirmations helped me start my day off right, because I normally wake up a little grumpy and tired and lethargic, but by forcing myself to do over 100 affirmations first thing in the morning and to get into that rich headspace, I really saw a change in how my mornings and my days started. It's so hard to get myself to do the affirmations in the morning. Like, my default state of waking up is an energy of maybe lack and anxiousness, where these affirmations really force me to change gears right away and get into a grateful, thankful, abundant mindset. Got a $1,200 stimulus check, baby. That's pretty fun. I will put that in the coincidence category for sure, though. It's day 29 of this experiment, and nothing huge, nothing major is happening. It's just these subtle, I call them winks from the universe, winks of like, things are coming, things are coming. Since starting this video, I would say I've made like $2,500, and that's not that much, especially when my like bottom line expenses are almost $2,000. And it's hard to say whether the affirmations worked or not. Like, physically, I've made money. Would I have made this much money anyways? I mean, half of my income this month was from a stimulus check. But I think just the act of noting small changes financially that have come my way and small signs of abundance, like, I think that has been very helpful for me. And I think this experiment really just helped my mentality more than anything. Like, looking for ways to prove to myself that I'm already rich. And no, I'm not a millionaire. I didn't get rich in 30 days, but I do feel more rich and abundant than ever before. And I think that was the beautiful part of this practice, and that's why I'm going to continue doing it moving forward. That was the biggest drastic change for me. And I really began to see my life in a whole different way. Like, so many moments throughout my day now, well, it'll be so simple. Eating a piece of fruit, looking at my dog and he's like smiling at me, or giving my mom a hug. All these simple things. It's as if when they happen now, the affirmations in my head go off, like, this is a rich moment. All these things that maybe I would look over otherwise because I don't have enough dollars in my bank account, or I have money now, but is it gonna be here next month? Like, this anxiousness, I think, was definitely reduced thanks to this amazing experiment. This experiment was awesome. I'm super glad this video got me to stick with the affirmations. All right, last thing, day 31. I got unemployment for the last, I'm getting paid for the last like 8 weeks. I was under the criteria for unemployment because I am self-employed and my work has been drastically affected by this pandemic. I got it. $5,000 on a card from the government, and then I'm going to be getting $700 a week for the next at least few months. I don't know if I would have done it had it not been for this experiment. I mean, it's a coincidence, of course, but I try not to write off coincidences as such. I like to trust that our energy calls in things, and this for me is the icing on the cake. It's pretty damn funny. Our energy is pretty powerful. I'll take it. I'll take the free money. Thank you, government, for this one. Thanks for watching. If you made it all the way through, my name is Max McCoy. I am passionate about living a happy, intentional, and high-performing life and sharing with you along the way. If you want more from me, I'm trying to post more on this YouTube. Definitely subscribe if you would like to see more, and I will see you later. Bye.